Hi and welcome back to Kingsclear. So this is the January update and just looking at where we were at the end of December on the December update. Hopefully you can see the changes. The area at the front here, which is obviously the compound, repair compound I should say, for some of the Quarry vehicles, is looking good. That's all fully lit now, and we've got an arc welder which I'll show you now, but I think there's another clip in a minute of it, but I still like it. I won't play that too long, but I see many arc welding displays, should we say, on model railways, but you never get the sound with it, and I think that really does make the difference. So yeah, so that was pretty good. Still need to do the interiors of the buildings. Obviously this is the mess room, so it needs some tables and chairs and stuff like that in there, and the workshop obviously pretty bare at the moment, so I need to put some bits and pieces in there, but generally it's come together. In regards of this area, the missing link, that's now filled in, and we've got the fence along the top ridge part of the hillside there. Now I want to put some more veg up onto that area, not too much, but I think it needs to be a bit wilder, and I'll put some plants up there. And again, I'm not too sure if the flowering plants are too much. Tell us what you think. I did separate them out and then brought them more into clumps. So and again with the reds and the whites, I'm not too sure if it's too much of a contrast, but not sure. Anyway, the chalk face itself, weathered that right down now with the weathering products, the slime, etc. So that's looking really quite good. There might be some areas where I need to lighten it up a little bit. Got the old ambiguous rusty barrels spewing oil out everywhere, which most model railways have got as well. This area here is still to be completed, and then we move down to the bridge area down here, which is looking pretty good now. As you can see, we've done a bit of work on that one. Still needs to tie that into it, but again, can't do that until I've finalised the back scenes there. And then this whole of this foreground area needs the fence and obviously the vegetation. So what we're going to do is, obviously in normal Kingsclear way, what we'll do now is we'll just give a bit of a few clips of how we got to where we got to, and then I'll come back at the end, and thank you for watching. With the tunnel portal glued in, which I think we did in the last review, and with the vegetation added and some scenery items added to that back section, we're in a position then to glue all of this down. So both the over bridges now are glued into position, which has allowed me to fill in that hole there, and I'm just in the process now over this Christmas, or what was the Christmas and New Year period, just making good all of this area here. So as you see, the vegetation in this area is a little bit wild. You can also see some of the troughing being going out there as well, which is a good start. The other thing as well is the rest of the roadway is now in the process of being built. So we've just affixed the foam inserts into the sides, ready now for the rest of the materials to be added to form those embankments. Also, we've done the foundations. These aren't actually glued into position at the moment, but these are the foundations for the two buildings, which hopefully should arrive in the next couple of weeks. So when the final video goes out, they'll be in position. We've also got the welders and the arc welding kit. That's all ready. I've done all the wiring now to this. So there's going to be a couple of welders working on this particular vehicle, or a vehicle, out of this little workshop that will be in this area. There'll be another vehicle in this area here as well. So yeah, so really I'm just trying to decide what we're going to call the quarry. Kingsclear Chalk Quarry maybe. Just think of some ideas. So if anybody's got any really good ideas, obviously send them through. But what else have we done over Christmas? So let's say this area now where the hand point's gone in, so basically a little bit of retaining area is now done, glued into position. You just may make out some steps there which have been cut into the chalk. So a lot of work's needed to be done in that area. And then as we move round to the other end, not going too fast there, the rest of the veg has been done, and this overbridge is looking a lot better now. So we've done the roadway at the top, still needs a bit of weathering on that, but it's getting there. We also need to put the copers on the wing walls as well, but that's another job. Still need to fix that down and tie in those little gaps. And once obviously all the fencing arrives, we can put the fencing up and finish off all of the grass in this area and hand points and stuff like that. So also, while we're just going through this, just show you what Father Christmas bought us. So to start with, we've got a couple of these stop blocks. So that one's in position. The other one will go at the other end of the line once we've finished all the scenic break. And in regards to vehicles, well, I was very lucky. So I got another open wagon, slightly bigger than the Bachmann ones, but that's a Pico one. But this Quarry was built on a bit of a shoestring, so they just got wagons from any old where, to be honest with you. So yeah, they're all a bit different. And then we got a couple of different type of wagons as well. So we've got the on the left hand side, this is a goods van with a brake van at the back, and that's for carrying stores into the quarry, things like demolition charges and bits of wood and stuff like that. The quarryman coach, again, just to get staff into and out of the quarry, and this lovely Bachmann Bagel, I think it is, loco. So this is actually a little bit late in regards to time wise. I think these were built in about the mid-80s, but to be honest, I really like it. It's not got a sound chip in it at the moment. I'm still contemplating whether to put sound in it or not. I've read the reviews of how to do it. It does look quite simple, but it is at quite a cost. So still contemplating that. And also 3 additional these tippler wagons, so making up a bit of a rake there now. And I think that is now the length, the maximum length that one can carry into the fiddle yard as well. So each and every one of these needs to be weathered down, I should say, and rusted up, and they'll look quite good. So yeah, so the next bit to do, as you can obviously see, is obviously we need to finish off all the embankment work in that area and here, and that's what we'll be getting on over the next couple of weeks. So just a quick update from the warmth of the dining room. You may have noticed I don't actually do a great deal down here. Try and keep this as tidy as possible, but in the temperatures we got up in the loft at the moment, and what I'm actually doing, I thought I could just borrow the dining room for a couple of days. So yeah, so the scale model sceneries delivery arrived with containing all of the fencing, which I've been previously talking about in regards to the quarry, but also these 2 utility buildings, also this utility building and this one, which is Tony's cart shed store. So the utility building is complete. As you see, it's worked out really well, and I'm just in the latter process of building the shed and store. Both of these are going to be lit. I'm still awaiting some new very flush LEDs to go into that one, and I need to have a look at my store of lights to go into this one. But yeah, as I say, in regards of the actual product, yeah, really good, nice and solid, because obviously they're made out of quite rigid wood, and which also gives a really nice burnt woody smell as the lasers cut through there to get the accuracy. They've gone together incredibly well, no real issues, and as you can see, I know the light is not brilliant in here, is an ideal little model to have on anyone's layout, and this one obviously will have the guys working on that truck as I described before. But you can just see the quality there, and the fact that there's been no weathering at all. This is literally just putting the overlay cards onto the wooden structure, which is solid as anything. And yeah, really good kit. So obviously within that delivery there was a load of fencing as well, In fact, there's a shed load of fencing because there's a lot of fencing needs to go up. So I'll do that over the next couple of days. But yeah, just obviously look forward to putting these actually on the layout, getting the lights in there, and see how they look. So with the lighting now in the shed, as you can see, you've got like the main light there and an outside light done. So I just need to test that in a minute, but that's pretty much done now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put obviously the arc welding light into that, but that can actually go onto the foundation of the building, so it doesn't have to be done straight away. Still waiting for the light to arrive for this building. Hopefully it'll be here in a couple of days' time. So what I've done is I've obviously completed the building of those now, and I just wanted to offer those up with the vehicles just to see how that would look in regards of space. And to be honest with you, when I first put it down, I thought, well, actually, it looks a bit busy. But now, when you actually put it into the scale of the rest of the layout, it's not too bad. And it's what you would expect for some type of repair storage compound for the quarry. So I'm quite happy with that. With the foundation bases glued now into position, I then applied the DAS clay into position as well, blending it into the bottom of the embankment there, and then through the road area where the vehicles will sit, and then obviously into the landscaped area to the left. Also, as you can notice, I applied a couple of the mirrors to form some puddles. Hopefully that will look as good as obviously it did on the other side. Still debating now whether to go for a chalk or a muddy type of look. So I'm going to do some trials of different colours. But yeah, quite pleased with that. It's all gone down really well. As you may just notice in there, we've got a few tracks in there as well to give that other extra sense of realism. So yeah, pretty happy with that. As you can see from the last clip, I've done quite a bit over the past week or so. The embankment for the road is now complete. Just needs an awful lot more vegetation put on there. The roadway is going to be utilising some of the AK asphalt material, something I've not used before. So that arrives hopefully a couple of days' time. So I'm going to do some trials, see how that looks. But it gives you that sense of what I was trying to get, and the fact that it's a nice break between that part of the layout and obviously the quarry. In regards of the area here, all the lights are now in. So there's an interior light there, obviously an exterior light in there, and you've got an interior light in there as well. So just need to start looking at what we're going to be putting into those buildings. The vehicles themselves, I need to spray up and position on there. I was considering putting like a little bit of a floodlight in this area, but I think the spread is actually not too bad. Yeah, so I think we're getting there. The actual, I had lots of different ideas of what I was going to do with the actual ground, whether it would be really muddy or whether it would be just really bright chalk. I wasn't too sure, so I went for this scenario. As you can see, it's like a bit chalky with obviously some puddles in there, and obviously you can see some of the tracks of the vehicles that have cut into it as well. I still need to do a little bit more veg work in that area, but we're definitely getting there. And as you can see, we've worked obviously in this back area here now, so I'm quite pleased with how that's turned out. Obviously still needs an awful lot more vegetation to be put in there and a little bit more weathering throughout, but as a whole, yeah, it's coming together well. With the buildings now completed, I moved on to the tipper trucks, as you can see. So these have been resprayed and weathered. I've also renamed them SE chalk. I think I'm going to call that Southern England chalk. Run out of space to put co or limited on there, but it's quite effective. So that's the one pretty much as standard from Oxford, but obviously with a lot of respray in there and weathering. We've also got a couple of Land Rovers in there, and then what I did do is some heavier modifications to this one which included getting it to be in the upright position, tipping position. And as you can see, the arc welder light is now on, and what I'll do in a minute is I'll just show you that with the lights off. It's actually really effective. Hopefully you enjoyed watching all those clips of how we got to where we are now. One of the other things, I'm not too sure if you noticed, that I've actually done some work on the Pico tipplers. As you can see, they've been weathered up. Obviously the subframes are rusted, and the internal parts I've actually sprayed on metallic type paint to give that steel look. These still need a little bit more work, but they're getting good. So I'm looking forward to finishing those off. In regards of the rest of the works for the next couple of weeks, still need to work on the foreground and the back scene, and that area just in front of the back scene, and then tie the overbridge down there into the scene once I've finished that back scene off there. Apart from that, we've still got the roadway to do. So although I did lighten the AK product up, still a little bit dark. I'm still undecided whether I put a dry brush on there or just put another layer of the tarmac asphalt type material, but lighten it up on there. So just watch that space on that. The fencing obviously needs to go in, same with the veg on the embankment side. And then in effect, this area is pretty much there. So yeah, all good. As I say, if there's any comments or questions, or anybody wants to know how I did a certain thing, please just drop us a line. I do try to get back to people as quick as possible. Obviously, any comments regarding the amount of flower bushes that we've got up on the top of the hill there, if it's a bit too much or maybe not enough, please just drop us a line. I've got my foxgloves up there, which my mate Ian does for me, and they're really good. So if you do need some foxgloves, just let us know and I'll put you in touch with my mate, and he'll knock some up for you. But yeah, thank you very much for the time spent watching this. As I say, if you haven't already done so, please hit that subscribe button. That'll keep you up to date with all the developments here at Kingsclere Model Railways. And as I say, I'll drop the next review out maybe in about 4 weeks time or so. But yeah, as I say, I'm just trying to think if anything. I'm hoping that the Acra Scale Class 30 will be arriving soon, so that will be good. And apart from that, I hope you're all well, and I'll speak to you very soon. Bye bye now.